Hi guys, how's it going? So today I'm just gonna do a really quick book haul. So these are basically all the books I've accumulated in December and partly in November. And I know it's been a while since I last posted a video, and I know I said, changes were coming and I would do something different. Well, it's been a really busy month, basically a couple of months. I'm getting there. It's just a long process, which I didn't think it would be, but soon, okay? So December for me was okay. I think this was a pretty moderate haul. I think it's decent. The first book I wanted to show you guys that I bought from Target, as you can see, will be Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. 20% off. So Jennifer Lynn Barnes is an unusual author for me just because she writes a lot of contemporary drama mystery. I think this is a mystery as well. It is a mystery, but this one is debutantes, life and everything like that. So I recently watched Dumplin' with Jennifer Aniston, and I forgot the main actress's name, on Netflix. And it was about a girl who was trying out for a debutante pageant sort of thing. So this is somewhat in that world, I guess. I haven't really read too much about that kind of lifestyle, beauty pageants, whatever, something like that. But I think it hopefully will be interesting. It sounds good. It's about this girl who finds herself in this completely different world of being a debutante, I guess, in a pageant sort of setting. It's a hidden mystery layered in between there with, she has to navigate with twisted relationships and whatnot. So it sounds interesting to say the least, but it's Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I really enjoyed her other books as well. Most notably, the Natural series. I think this series is what CSI or Law and Order is, but for teens. This is the exact replica. It's about a group of kids. Basically, they have almost borderline powers, but they have these certain abilities that makes them prone to be able to solve these murder cases, which is really interesting, profiling and be able to tell if someone is lying or telling the truth. So I thought this was really cool. It has 4 or 5 books in the series, and they're all really entertaining and far-fetched and fast-paced. I mean, it is what it is, and I think it was a really fun read. So if you're looking for something like that, I really highly recommend somewhat of this mystery thriller. So yeah, that was one of her older works. This one just recently came out. The next book that I got, also from Target, is Sadie by Courtney Summers. This one was blurbed by AJ Finn. If you guys didn't know, I absolutely loved his debut book, which was The Woman in the Window, one of the best psychological thriller books I've read this year. This book takes the format of a podcast and incorporates it into a book form, which I think is really intriguing. And I've only read a couple of books that have that format, and this one is a drama thriller, I guess. So this book is basically about a girl who goes after her sister's murder and a guy who's doing a podcast covering these murder in this girl on her journey. Heard fantastic things about it. All my friends have said it's so good, and I'm okay, well, I was a little in doubt, but then my boy AJ Finn blurbed it, and I was I have to read this book. So alright, so the next thriller mystery book that I got is Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, and I read Claire Legrand's other fantasy series, which was Fury Board, and that book was actually surprisingly good in my opinion, and I thought it was really well done. Whatever, we're not gonna get into that, but I thought it was a good book. This one is a completely different genre where it's takes place in modern times, our time, and it's a thriller where this legend supposedly where this creature or something or someone kills these girls in this small town. That's pretty much the gist of this whole entire book. I don't know too much about it. That's literally what the blurb says, and I kind of like that about it. It's Claire Legrand, and I did like her other book, so this is a thriller, so that's a plus. The next book that I got was The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, and I have already read this, and I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars because it was really disappointing for me, actually. The book takes place in a town where these cheerleaders, they've all either been killed, murdered, they're all dead, basically. 5 cheerleaders. And since then, the town has shut down the cheerleading program. They only have a dance team now, which is almost the same thing if you really think about it. But so these cheerleaders have died, and one of the main character, her sister, was one of the victims. Honestly, I thought this had a really interesting premise, but it failed to deliver on the aspects that I wanted to read about. And it went to a different direction than I thought it would. I like Kara Thomas' writing style, and YA mystery thrillers, they're very subjective, I guess. They're very low-key, and they're either very dramatic to the point where it's like rolling eye dramatic, where it's like high school drama, a lot of red herrings, the boyfriend is usually the main suspect, or the ex or some new guy that goes into the school, and the main character, you know, has her suspicion, but in the end she'll probably be with him and there'll be a couple by the end of the book. So I'm not saying that this happens in this case. Usually YA thrillers tend to go into that direction where the main character is smarter than everyone else, figures things out that police and detectives and other people can't. I mean, it's basically the same in like the adult thrillers where the adult figures things out. You know, the police are either really helpful or really dumb or just in the way. But it's more, I think, like, I'm more inclined to believe that adult can do this, whereas a 15-year-old girl, or, I don't know, 15-year-old girl can like figure things out, sneak into a freaking police building and be able to like get shit done. You know what I'm saying? It's just so far-fetched, and I get that. Far-fetched, you know, a lot of books are far-fetched, and you're just, you know, it's all about the process. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't really click well with me. Like, I just can't. I don't know, maybe I'm in a town where all the 15-year-olds I know are just so fucking immature and just so stupid and annoying as fuck. But I don't know, I just can't. And also, like, there's so much drama, like pointless drama, and I was just so not with it. Anyways, bottom line, I thought this was one of her weakest books that she's written or come out so far. So she's only written 3 books, I believe, and all like thriller mysteries, and they were way better than Cheerleaders. Also, this one read like way more like YA than her other books. Like, this one was like less gritty and realistic. I'm basically giving you guys a wrap up in this book also. But yeah, that's all I want to say. 2 out of 5 stars. If you guys are like new to the YA genre or thriller genre, I would say go for it. I think it's perfect for like noobs. Perfect intro to like the thriller world if you guys are interested and want to get into it but don't know. So I would say, yeah, this might be perfect for you guys, but it was not for me, so. Okay, so the next book that I got, so I actually got this book because of my friend Hannah from A Clockwork Reader, and this book is Radio Silence by Alice Osman. I've heard really fantastic things, honestly, all the way around with all my friends who have read this book. They say it's really realistic with like a teenager in high school, and they said it was really good. Well, this is about a girl who does a podcast, I think, with her best friend, and her best friend is a dude who goes by this like famous anonymous like alter ego, I guess. Maybe not alter ego, some other identity as the creator of this podcast, and no one knows who he is until I think one summer, or the summer that this book takes place in. Like, his identity is revealed and like their friendship is being tested. I don't know, something like that, but it sounds interesting, I guess. I don't really read like high school contemporary anymore. It's not really my thing. I don't know if I'll ever get back into it, but I've heard such amazing things about it, and it was such a good deal on Amazon. I think I got it for like $9 or $8 that I just said, why not? So yeah, we shall see. I'm not too sure when I will pick this up, but I do plan on picking it up because I actually bought it. So, consumerism at its best. So the next book I also got at Target is Girls of Paper and Fire. This is an Own Voices novel, and I've heard so many good things about it. It's fantasy, and I like fantasy. But here's the thing. It's a debut novel, and almost literally every single debut novel I have read this year for like YA fantasy has been either lackluster, let down. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I honestly can't say too much about this book because I haven't read it. It's about a girl who has, like, golden eyes, and this news of her having golden eyes reaches the palace, so she's snatched from her village home and placed in this royalty place, and her life is forever changed, and she does the unthinkable. She freaking falls in love. The unthinkable, how dare she. But, she falls in love, and that's pretty much it. That's all the blurb said. It's a really short blurb. Don't know too much about it, but then again, the cover intrigued me, and I've heard good things about it. So, I think those are like the two of the main incentives, 2 out of 3 main incentives for me buying a book. It looks good, it sounds good, all my friends liked it, so let's get into it. But like literally, I would say around 40% of the time that does happen, I tend to be disappointed. So I think I will set a guideline for myself for starting next year, I guess. I don't know why I'm starting it next year where I could do it now, but like next year, New Year's resolution. Stay back away from debut books, but we shall see. So the next book that I got is These Broken Girls by Simone St. James. I have read this book, and I thought, while there were some aspects that I really did not like, this would have been a 3 out of 5 stars, but I gave this, I think, 4 out of 5 stars, or 3.75 out of 5 stars, whatever. This is like if the woman in black is in modern day with like a backdrop of like a really gothic, haunted boarding school. The main aspect I really liked about this is there was a boarding school for girls, and this whole mystery surrounding and involving that. And this legend about Mary Hands, a woman in black, literally, who wears a black veil, who haunts the school grounds. And in modern day, this is a journalist who tries to figure out this mystery involving her sister's murder at the school, and also a mystery that takes place in the 1950s surrounding the students in the boarding school. It sounded really interesting, and I picked it up, and it was honestly really good. I really liked the writing style. It's very creepy, atmospheric, and honestly, it's one of those mysteries that I've never really read before in terms of, like, I guess the whole aspect of ghosts, which I thought really interesting. And honestly, if you're into that, I would highly recommend this. I would say the ending was really good for me, in my opinion, which really brought this book up to a whole new level. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. It was really good. So if you guys are interested in finding another really creepy, atmospheric book, if you're a fan of Ruth Ware, specifically her recent book, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, if you really like that book, then you will also, I think, really like this one, just because they have like similar atmospheric concepts of a haunted house and a haunted boarding school. Okay, so the last book I'm going to show you guys is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. So Diane Setterfield's previous book actually came out before this one. I believe her other book was called The 13th Tale. I don't know, I can't remember specifically the title. This one sounds straight up magical. It has like an element of really slow burn magical realism, which I really love from The Night Circus. That's pretty much it. But this book is about a village who takes in this body of a dead baby girl, and then she comes back to life or something like that, and the village tries to figure out this mystery of where she's from, who her parents are, and who she is actually, because she's actually mute. I've read reviews on Goodreads and they say it's super magical, and there's this hidden layer of mystery to it, which I thought was really cool. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this December book haul, the last book haul of the year. But I hope everyone had a wonderful and fantastic Christmas and a happy new year. Let me know down in the comments below what books you guys got for Christmas, or if you guys got any books for Christmas or December in that retrospect. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys hopefully soon with a new video. Goodbye.